Hi, I'm Xander Schauffele. Going to talk about my speed gains and how I did it. As some of you know, I've switched swing coaches for pretty much the first time in my entire life. I started working with Chris Como about a year ago, and I hired a new trainer named David Sundberg. So I think the combination of those two, I don't know who to give more credit, but I'm definitely a lot stronger. I'm able to move the club faster, and I think Chris has helped me move the club a little bit cleaner. Gains in the gym are obvious. Just started lifting more weights, getting the lower body and trunk a little bit stronger, and then the way the club started moving a little bit better. The club used to be a little bit more laid off at the top. Back to 2018, my club was a little bit more on plane at the top, and on the way down, it didn't really have to reroute too much. And from about COVID to about 2022, 2023, the club started, my shoulder started getting a little bit flatter, and the club started ending up a little bit more laid off at the very top of my swing, kind of showing, this is exaggerated, but showing a little bit like this. And because that was happening, as soon as I would start, I would either have to tip way back this way, like laterally lunge sort of this way, and to get the club sort of on plane, or when I would try and hit cuts, it would be very much, the club would move too drastic again, but a little bit this way, it would kick out over when I'd try to hit kind of cuts. So effectively, I started hitting sort of down on the driver too much, and it was hard to sort of hit a lead out draw just because of the way the club was moving. Chris has definitely helped me clean up my backswing a little bit to help the club sort of be a little bit more on plane, even across at times. And then as long as I rotate enough on the way down, the club will sort of peel back down behind me, putting in what people like to call the slot to hit it. An easy drill for me, whenever I'm trying to pick up more speed just on a single shot, I like to pick up my left heel off the ground. I think there are certain ways to do it. A lot of people will typically pick up the heel you don't really want to do this, like pick up the heel that way. It kind of shows up like this. You don't really load your hip very much. Obviously the heel's off the ground, but you're not really turning into your right hip when you do pick up the heel. So it's important when you do lift your heel to still turn into your right hip versus it kind of having this like look this way, because as soon as you stomp your heel, you're sitting in a really bad position to strike the golf ball. If anyone's played, baseball or a throwing sport or anything, you typically will have weight in your right side and you'll step to throw or hit. And I think with golf it's static, but you lift your heel up and then the power transfer can be into the ground and then translate into a golf ball up through your legs to your arms to the ball. So I'll do one with a little gentle heel lift here. I would say more of as soon as I picked up speed, it really affected, it was like down my bag. So if my 9-iron used to go 155 yards, it started going 160, like low 60s. And then when I would swing hard, all of a sudden 6-iron was going over, 200, 205 yards. If I swing really hard to, closer to 210, before it was like a stock high 90s ball, maybe 200. So I'd say it was more about under the gun, hitting the right shot. It was hard for me to hit my number. Even thinking back to like Century was my first event back out. A lot of my really good shots where I swung hard and hit solid, just airmailed the green, which was unfortunate, but it took some getting used to.